I have never made a video here, so I would like to give you a recap of what I've been doing recently for the last 3 months at my new school and with new friends and in a whole another freaking state across the country from the place I've lived for 16 years. So, here's that.
Okay. I got my stuff together. I figured out what I'm taking. Advertising, US history, geometry, psychology, treble choir, AP English, health science, and physics. I don't wanna take physics. I'm gonna die.
Oh.
I'm running lines. I gave up my dreams for the sake of this family. I wanted to travel. I wanted to see Paris. Husband is a damn soul.
Seven actually, because it's on Hello, let's start this again. Hi! It's been such a long time since I've made a video and I'm so glad I'm back. Today I'm going to be talking about my experience with long distance and how it's been so far for me. It's been 3 months since I've moved from Illinois to Texas. There's a lot of things that I've learned and I want to relate to you if you were planning on moving soon, or if you have moved, or you want to know what it has been like for me. Let's go. So many of my friends have done such beautiful things for me and sent me so many things in the mail that I was just not ever asking for. It's so precious. I've been given like art. I've been sent jewelry and sweet cards and packages and just things that are so personal to me, and it's been really great. I don't expect these by any means. I'm just saying that this has made me feel a lot less alone. It really brightens up my day, and it makes me very appreciative of the fact that we are literally 1,000 miles away and yet we can still keep in contact. So some great things that my friends and I have done to keep in touch are things like checking in through messages just at random times, like completely unplanned. That's what I've found is the most impactful to me, is just people texting me being like, oh, how are you? We haven't talked in a while. Also, switching up the communication a little bit. So FaceTime is an obvious one. I haven't FaceTimed a lot of my friends, but texting is always so easy for everyone. Posting on Instagram and then seeing other people's posts and communicating through there is also really great. Sending Instagram posts has made my day. Sometimes when I go onto Instagram and I see my friends have thought of me in that way, it's definitely not the same at all, which I'll talk about later, but it's still a way to keep in touch. Also, iMessage games are really fun. I've already done it with some of my friends here, so I know that iMessage games are really great and fun, if that's something you're into. And finally, sharing pictures and going back and sending pictures from the past and being nostalgic and reminding people that they're loved even though you're not together anymore. But I think that's just really sweet and always touches me when people send me old pictures or photos or videos. And another way on the sharing photos is sharing pictures of my life with my friends and them sending pictures back. It's really sweet and I feel like I'm with them. I have pen pals and I love sending my friends cards, and cards take a really long time for me, but it's really great to sit down, think about that person, and I feel like it is several love languages in one. It's often words of affirmation, it's acts of service because you're spending a lot of time on it, and whenever I make cards I feel like I'm putting a lot of time and effort into it, so it makes me feel a little bit better about the distance. Yeah, I always spend a lot of time on the cards. Those are some great ways to stay in touch. I have 5 love languages. There are words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. Lots of these are not even possible at a very far away distance. So what I've had to figure out is how to do what I can to show my love. I use lots of words of affirmation from lots of my friends. I text them paragraphs sometimes just to tell them that I'm still thinking about them and that they're still loved, even though I'm really far away and I haven't talked to them in like weeks. Also, quality time is not possible other than on FaceTime or just spending time texting them. Receiving gifts. I've gotten so many gifts. I've already talked about this from my friends and it's been so freaking sweet. Acts of service, I also include writing letters. I can't do like physical acts of service, like helping people, going to their house, that kind of acts of service, which has been really hard for me, like showing up to my friends' birthday parties and being there on their hard days. Like, it's been really hard. I'll talk about the problems later, but no hugs. Lots of my friends are physical touch people, so it's been hard on that aspect. But mostly like being there for my friends and spending quality time with them is the hardest part about moving and being here. Now I can tell you living here has made me appreciate it a lot more, and realizing that there's such a specialness to being in person with your friends. Like, it's long distance is not at all ideal, but there's a specialness to each relationship that you're in and each person that you get to experience in life. I think it's really important and special to honor that, and I think that has been very evident to me from living here.
A lot of changes that I went through. Some tips and reminders that I want to share with y'all are things I wish I was told, but I'm glad I have experienced.
So the first thing I want to say is don't dwell in the muck. It's so easy to get caught up in the rough things of your life. After moving, my brother left the day after my first day of school in a school that I didn't know anyone, nor had any idea of the culture of the school, which was one of my biggest worries, and being able to fit in and find a place. And when you do feel yourself being weighed down by nostalgia or anxiety, just to remember that there is a lot of good things coming. I know it's hard to see. I know it's so hard, and it may take a little bit of time, but things will work out. Okay, I would also like to say, in the muck, some of the things that have been hard for me that I have not been able to get over have been like, I can't be here for your birthday and hug you when you need it. That's been some of the hardest things for me. And also, communication is the hardest thing so far for me. It like all sucks that I can't do things for other people and be there for people, but like being able to communicate on a daily basis is the hardest thing.
But when you're long distance, it's very hard to be there and find out their struggles without being told directly. So it's very important, if you're in a long distance relationship, to communicate your struggles and communicate your problems. And it's not the same at all, because if you're in person with someone, it's really easy to just be like, oh, I noticed that you were off today and you looked a little sad today. Or if you were actually in person with them and seeing a situation that unfolded before them to help them out. With long distance, the only reason and the only way you are able to really solve conflict or notice conflict is through them directly telling you, or maybe noticing a slight change in their body language, which is really hard.
Once again, I'm very sorry about the sound quality, but I like the scenery better than in my room, so I'm gonna just have y'all put up with it. I would like to remind you, if you are moving or if you know somebody who's moving, especially after the move, not just before and during, realize that it's a huge change and to treat it as such. Understand that there's so much readjusting, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, everything. Like, it's a lot. I would recommend letting your change during your move be a time to reestablish yourself and your confidence. This has been a great time for me to kind of check up on myself and be like, what do I like about my life? What do I not? It's a great time to reflect, especially for me, not having friends for the first few weeks. Yeah. Oh my gosh, this is such a pretty place to watch the sunset. I just realized that. Especially during the first few weeks, it was a good time to journal a lot and to find myself before I had to explain myself to other people. What I mean by this is before you meet other people, it's really important to know yourself. And so when you're by yourself, when you have a lot of weeks to do nothing and not know anyone, to ground yourself and understand yourself. So that's what I did when I did not have friends. Also, it is very easy to spiral, especially when you were alone. When I was sitting alone in my room before school started, it was very easy to get really down and just feel so alone in every way. It's easy to feel alone, but it's possible to open your eyes to what's around you. Okay, I just want to wrap up this video by saying thank you so much for watching. I hope this video encouraged you in some way, whether you're facing a transition on your own, or whether you know someone, or you're just here to support me. Thank you. I think with any change, it can feel really, really difficult and very lonely, but there is so much to learn from pushing yourself harder and feeling really alone, because I think you learn so much about yourself and about the power of being by people when you feel you're most lonely. After getting out of that, I really hope y'all learned a little bit, or this helped you empathize a little bit. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so glad I'm back on YouTube. This is so fun. And I'll see you all very soon. All right, bye.